Well, hello and good morning. This is Kim here and Odingo with Relationship Matters. Baby, you want to introduce yourself?
Pleasant good morning. It is so wonderful to be with you again.
Right. We are excited for today's topic because today is not just for couples. Today are for our single friends, people who are most probably living together, but they have not formally made a serious commitment, or people who are just thinking about getting into a relationship. We have heard you and we have listened. Kim, we need some advice for single couples. So we've listened and we've heard you.
Single people.
So single people,
Singletons.
sorry. Yeah. So today we want to really talk about excessive baggage and your attitude. Oh my God, that's hardcore, isn't it, baby?
It is.
Excessive baggage and your attitude. What do you think about that?
I think it's very important to consider that a lot of people are exploring being in a relationship.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of people who are in a relationship and they're considering committing. Because we tend to become coupled with one another, but we are not committed to one another. So before we begin committing to the coupling, so we are together, but we don't know exactly if this is a long-term thing or I'm trying to figure out who you are. So how do we proceed in a healthy, constructive way?
Okay.
How do we make our way forward confidently, because the selection we've made or the person who have selected us, how do we know that their motives are not, they don't have ulterior motives?
Okay.
They don't have any funny things up their sleeve.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
I'm taking this from a different point of view.
Fair enough.
Okay, so I'm going to swing this from the individual. So for my thing, excessive baggage and attitude, I'm talking about before you come into the relationship, before you even find your spouse,
Right.
you need to start working on yourself.
Right, okay.
You understand?
Right,
So
I
I'm
like
saying
that.
as a person who is looking to be in a relationship.
Right.
You understand? Because a lot of people have come into relationships for different reasons.
Okay.
You understand? You may want a relationship because you do not want to be alone. You have a problem with being by yourself.
Right.
A lot of people hate being by themselves. You understand? A lot of people do not find comfort in being alone. I'm saying that before you even step into the place whereby you start looking for a spouse, excessive baggage, what are the things that you need to work on as an individual? What issues do I have that I need to fix before I come and bring somebody else into my life? Because the funny thing is, what's happening right now with a lot of couples, people are getting together and then 3, 4 months, 5 months, 6 months down the line, you find, oh my God, this person is a roller coaster. You understand? This person is more, I don't know what side of the bed this person is going to wake up on. This person is hot and cold. You understand? 1 minute you're happy, 1 minute you're angry. It's like you have multiple personalities.
Lukewarm.
You look warm. It's more or less, I don't know who I'm waking up to.
Right.
You understand? It's like you want me, but 1 minute you do not want me. 1 minute you want to be by yourself. 1 minute you want to, so I'm talking about the place coming, before you actually find a relationship. My thing today, my understanding of excessive baggage and attitude and giving advice to anyone who's thinking about coming into a relationship, you have to work on yourself first. You understand?
Right. Okay.
Work on yourself. If you have an issue with love, if you have daddy issues, mommy issues, loving issues, self-hate issues, whatever those issues are, we call these things baggage. You understand?
Okay.
You're going to come into a relationship because you have so many things. God alone knows. You could have been abused as a child. You could have been suffering from some form of depression, suicidal thoughts. Whatever these issues are, try to work on you first. Because when you work on yourself, you learn to love yourself. No one cannot love you if you don't love yourself. Because your whole attitude, when we're talking about excess baggage and attitude, your whole attitude will make or break your relationship. You understand where I'm coming
Fair
from?
enough. Yeah, that's pretty good. That's great. So what I wanted to just say is what I wanted to put in, what I wanted to get to impart is it's so the attitude that you are bringing, how you go into a relationship, how you set yourself up to enter into a relationship.
Right.
It's more or less like the way you are dressed. It's your dress code. So no one would dress for an interview as if they are going on the beach.
Of course, well, yeah.
So you have to dress for the occasion.
You have to come ready for the occasion. You come ready.
Exactly. Because I don't think, I liken it onto the military. They don't send their soldiers to war with a briefcase and a suit.
Definitely. They have to have the right armor.
You have the armor.
Exactly.
You have the full dress.
Of
you
course.
have your weapon.
Yeah.
And you have had a certain amount of training.
Of course.
Right.
Of course.
So a relationship, if you want to be successful or you want to have a good relationship, you are looking for a positive relationship, a progressive, a productive relationship. You have to get yourself right. Am I correct? That's
the place I'm on. So we're on the same page,
okay,
100%. Because a lot of people want a husband. Let's talk about from a man's point of view. There are a lot of men out there, and I think you've said that to me many times. There are people who want a wife. You understand?
Yeah.
But they are not ready to be a husband to nobody.
Yes.
Oh my goodness. Do you understand that? So it's not just, there are a lot of men who goes, I want to get married. I want a nice woman. I want kids. I want wife. They want the whole package.
Oh, yes.
But they are not mentally ready for it. You understand? Because before you want the wife, you have to be ready to be a husband.
Of course.
Before you want the girl, you have to be ready to be a man.
It's only
and do
fair.
you know what it means to be a man? Because you're not going to come into that relationship and have somebody to start babying you. Listen, you've left home. I'm not your mother. You understand?
Oh, yes.
Right. So I want you to man up if you're going to have. So about a lot of men come into relationships and they do not understand what it means to man up. You understand? Right. It's about taking a different level of responsibility now. You understand? Now it's not about the boys anymore. You understand?
Oh, yes.
It's not about, I'm going down the road to spend time with John Michael and whoever, and every night you're out of the house. You understand? It's about committing yourself and saying, listen, guys, time up. I need to go home to my missus, or I need to spend some quality time with my significant other. You understand? My family. Oh, yeah. Sometimes maybe you're not even in the family thing yet. You are just getting to know each other, but it's no longer about you and your friends anymore. You understand? Right. It's about how you're going to commit yourself to this one person. You understand? Financially, where are you? What's your mindset on finance? You understand? Oh, yes. Because you're going to come to me and then what? Because I want somebody to come to me with the mindset that we can do things together. We can build a home together. We can raise a family together. Oh, yes. We can invest together. We can buy a property together. Oh, yes. So you need to come to me ready.
It's about togetherness. It's
about
togetherness.
And vice versa. A lot of women want a husband, but they're not ready to be a wife. Oh, yes. You understand? You still want to do hot girl summer stuff. You understand?
Summer.
Yeah.
You want to do what? Sorry?
You still want to be
I do beg your pardon.
You still want to do hot girl summer stuff.
Hot girl summer.
You still want to live the single life, but you want a relationship.
I understand.
You still want to have other people texting you on the side, but you want a relationship. Oh, yes. You still want to have side,
options.
Your options, but you want to have exactly.
Yeah.
And then on top of that, you have your attitude, and on top of that, you have your baggage, but you have a list about how your Mr. Right's supposed to be.
Okay.
Oh, he's supposed to be tall, dark, and handsome. He's supposed to have
good credit score, money in the bank,
no babies,
a nice car.
You have a long list, but you yourself have not fixed your attitude.
Your list is not right.
Your list is not right. You understand something?
But you believe you're perfect.
But you believe,
so you have no list.
Because you have a list and you know what you want.
Yeah, but you don't want nobody to ask you about your list.
Exactly.
So you shouldn't. So what you're saying is that she's coming with her list. She wants the man to be clean and perfect and everything to be spotless. Yeah. All the T's crossed and all the I's dotted.
Exactly.
And when he asks about her list,
it's like a non. Don't talk about that.
Don't go there.
Get there. Don't go there.
Don't go there.
Don't go there.
Yeah, I have a list.
And then you realize that person have more skeletons in their closets. You understand? So that's what I'm saying. Excessive baggage before you come in, or before you have the thought about, listen, it's nice to have the thought of wanting to be with someone, or wanting to be married, wanting to be in a relationship, we see things on the telly, it's like, oh my God, I really want that. I want what they have. Yes. I really want a relationship. But you need to work on yourself first. Before you come to that place, come correct.
Right.
You understand? Don't come in a situation whereby you are going to be somebody's nightmare instead of a blessing to somebody.
Amen.
You understand? Because
Amen.
sometimes you can come into a situation and give somebody more hell, more pain, you understand, than being a blessing to them. Because we have to leave people better off than where we found them. That's my thing. You understand? Don't come and destroy my life and then tell me, oh, you know what, this is not working anymore because you have issues. You understand?
That's so true.
Yeah, so you need to work on your issues. A lot of people come into relationships, but their attitudes stink. You understand? The attitudes stink.
So so let's deal with the attitude just for a moment.
I think Shaka they must have a thing like your nice face, but your attitude bad character. Right. You know what I mean?
I think that if I may just say quickly, it's very difficult to be with someone who you can't understand, who you don't have a good understanding of why they are, how they are, in an unpleasant scenario.
Yes.
I am with you. We are together. But if you do something that I don't like, I can't say it to you. Because it will be a fight from Genesis to Revelation.
My goodness. These are the
and everything is a fight. Everything is for us to fight. And you cannot understand or you cannot see why we are going to fight. You just, for you, I say something, I point something out, and we have to fight about it.
Yeah.
It is difficult to be the person like that. Because for someone, how can you...
You can't grow. There's no growth in that relationship.
Of course not.
Because number one, you can't take instruction. Number two, you can't take correction. Number two, you can't take criticism. Because listen, no one is perfect. You understand? No one is perfect. And if I'm saying to you, we need to talk about this. We have an issue we need to talk about. I have friends. I know of people, they cannot talk to their spouse. Yeah. Because
it goes both ways, male and female.
They try to drop. Listen,
and it goes both ways,
them,
male and female.
Oh yeah. They're having situations which is burning them. And they're saying, boy, we need to talk about this. But if I come with this conversation... nobody not gonna sleep for 2 months in this house because it's more or less like, oh, you want to blame me? Like somebody goes into defensive mode.
Yeah.
You understand? Well, why do you think I have a problem? What about you? You know? Yeah. So it's like you're always in defensive mode. So I'm saying you have to check yourself first. Check yourself before you want to come into any relationship. You may want what other people have, but your attitude may need work. You understand? Yeah. And it's a good thing to have this thing. I always talk about this self-reflection. You understand?
Yeah.
Look at yourself and see how you could be a better version of yourself. There's nothing wrong with that. It's called self-love and self-improvement. You understand? Every so often you have to check yourself. I have to check myself many times. You understand? We all have to check ourselves and say, there are things about me I think I need to change. There are things about me I can improve. There are things about me that I can do better. I could become a better listener. You understand? Yeah, because some of us listen for different reasons.
Of course.
I am maybe listening to you because I can't wait to give your response.
Of course.
Instead of listening to you to understand where you're coming from.
And really hear
your point of view. But some of us are so defensive. The moment you say, we're ready for you. This is what I'm talking about.
A, you say B, C, D, E, F, G.
So where we going? There's no room for improvement.
Yeah, definitely.
So the only thing that we have in common, most probably, we may have a good sex life.
Yeah.
But when the sex is done, then what? We fight until tomorrow morning. We fight until the next week. You understand? Then where is that relationship going? Because it's not all about the sex.
Of course.
You know?
Of course.
You want to be with somebody for you to grow old together. For you to be able to be in your rocking chairs together.
Happy days. Those are good times. So what do you... So the question is now...
Yeah.
You are with someone or you like someone and they have a bad attitude. So... That is, the attitude they have is the attitude that they have. That's their bad attitude. What do you do in that scenario?
Oh my goodness. I will have a serious conversation with you. Sometimes these talks are very difficult and it may be hard for you to listen. It may be hard for you to come to terms with, but I will tell you, listen, I like you, I really, really like you. But there is something about you I can't quite connect at the moment. You understand? Maybe, you need to work on yourself and maybe I need to work on myself too. But I think I do not want to be in a position whereby I am unhappy. I do not want to be fighting with somebody every day. On the real, like, who have time for that? Nobody has time for that anymore.
That's
you
true.
understand? I'm looking for somebody I can have a peaceful life with. I do not want the drama.
Of course.
You understand? Right. So you may have really good qualities about you, but maybe there's something that you need to work on. You understand?
Things, yeah.
Some things. So for me, I wouldn't rush into this relationship. I would take my time. Listen, I'm not going to say we're not going to date. I'm going to still most probably hang out with you. Let's see how this rolls. But before I make the decision to move in, because listen, I think people get confused because these days everybody want to rush in a move in. You understand? Right. When you meet somebody like that, I think it's good to take your time to work with them. You understand? You're right. Don't be in a hurry to rush into the moving with them, setting house together. You understand? Just date each other. For me, that would be the best thing. Have this thing whereby I come to you, you come to me. You understand? Let's just work on ourselves and see where this is going. When I'm confident or when I'm happy or when we believe that we've actually let us set some goals and let us see if we could achieve those goals together. And if we've done it, it's more or less like we've passed phase 1. We've passed level. We could see if we could go into phase 2.
Fair enough. That sounds really good. That makes sense. But thinking about it, I think that there are two things. That there's two ways I look at it. I look, three ways now, because I look at it like how you look at it as well. I do agree with that. But I also look at it from two different ways. Number one is, someone has a bad attitude, I think it is best you leave them to try to figure out what is happening. Try to figure out what is the problem. Try to figure out what is going on there. And try to allow them to work on themselves. You don't need to get involved in that.
Okay.
Because the changes that people need to make, you don't need to be part of that change. Then that's a personal journey. It's a full-time job working on yourself.
Yes.
Right?
So in that case, you just leave them alone.
You leave them and let them get on with it.
But what if you really like them, though?
No, but this is the thing. How much do you like them as opposed to how much
That's what I'm saying. Let's just
No,
date.
but how much you really like them as opposed to how much you really like yourself.
It's true.
No, but hold on. I'm not finished yet. I'm saying that you're saying, like, what you're saying is one thing.
Yeah.
I'm saying that, no, there's three perspectives. It's like what you're saying. And this is my first perspective, which is more or less, it's a full-time job working on yourself. You don't have time to be working on people either. You have to allow them
to work on
because you will be with someone and you'll be around someone.
Yeah.
And you'll be fighting not fighting with them, but supporting and encouraging them and driving them
oh my God,
tooth and nail hardcore to try to improve themselves. And in the end, you'll be left with multiple headaches, stress to the teeth, and they are the same or even worse.
Okay,
so right. So I'm saying, that's why I'm saying, no, but that's why I am saying, in this case, is right. The other side of things is, some people you have to just leave them in peace.
True that.
Wish them well, leave them in peace.
Love them from
no
a
hard
distance.
feelings. and just leave it like that.
Yeah, love you enough to leave you from this. Love you enough to leave you.
To leave you, right. So that's that. Yeah. And the other side of thing is, if you really like this person, and you and this person, you see a lot of potential in this person, it might be important for you and that person to not just say, well, okay, well, I really like you, and as you said.
Yeah.
But it might be important to try to see if you could unpick what's happened in your past. Probably all this attitude and this bad attitude come from a previous relationship that person is still living. That person is still trying to come to terms with. Probably that is coming from a place where that person is believing you are going to treat them like how their mother, their grandmother, as you're saying, the daddy issues, the mommy issues. Probably that person was physically abused, emotionally abused, sexually abused. So this person have an attitude of, the attitude is not who they are. It is their defense mechanism.
Okay.
And probably your relationship with that person could be so therapeutic, it could cause them to have a breakthrough and not a breakdown.
Okay.
So it's important to try to understand and see if that person have a level of willingness. And they say love can conquer all. If you and them have that connection and you have that kind of that foundation where the relationship that both of you have, because no two people have the same relationship.
It's true.
The relationship I have with you, I would not have had that with another of my ex and the other of my ex before that. The relationship we have might be able to bring me out of previous bad habits, things I used to do before. I don't do them anymore because our relationship was so therapeutic. It's transformed this caterpillar into a butterfly.
Oh, wow.
So it's important to look at the entire scenario, because everybody's situation is not the same. The person you are with who have the bad attitude, everybody with a bad attitude did not get it the same way.
It's true.
And
it's
everybody
true.
who so you are with,
you have to basically treat everyone differently.
You have to treat everyone as an individual.
Of course,
But it's important to actually understand and see that
where
some people are willing, because it's two things. Some people are willing to change because they themselves don't like the attitude they have. But often the bad attitude could be a defense mechanism. But some people have a bad attitude and they're not willing to change
and
it.
They love it.
And they'll tell you. And they will tell you
Listen,
to your
take it
face.
or leave it. That's me.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's me.
Oh,
Listen,
yeah. This is who I am. This is how I am.
Who I am. I'm not changing my ways for nobody.
I'm not going to pretend I am this and that. Right. So then you say, thank you. I put on my running shoes and I become Mo Farah. I'm running a marathon. I will not stop running.
You run for your life.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So you see, you have to look and see if there's a willingness to change or not. There's a willingness to partner up, so we could partner up and I could support you. But you can't let this support in change and go on for 4 and 5 and 6 years.
Yes.
There needs to be progress over a given period of time.
Oh, yeah.
You need to see significant movement.
Oh, yeah.
And not pretense, because people could pretend they're changing.
Oh, yeah, people
but
are
after a few months, you will be able to see it.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Yeah. So that's my take.
Yeah, no, but you definitely make sense there. So I think sometimes you have to meet people where they are.
You have to meet people
where they are. But for me, it's, your attitude really, it's a big deal, because I don't want to be, listen, after a long day's work, nobody wants to come home to a grumpy so-and-so. You walk through the door, you've done an 8-hour, 9-hour, 10-hour shift, and then you open your door to greet your family. Hello, love. And somebody gives you that face, like that resting bitch face. Like, no one has time for that. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, what's wrong with you? Something like they woke up on the wrong side of the bed this morning. They tell you, ask them what's for dinner. They tell you, yeah, your food is in the microwave. Or they just bang or slam the door in your face. You know what I mean? So it's about wanting, if you want something bad enough in terms of, wanting to have this relationship, this lovely relationship goals, you need to work on yourself. So I think my husband and I are going to leave this here. I hope you guys have taken something solid from this. And my advice is self-love. Work on yourself. In all things, work on yourself. Put yourself first. Work on who you want to be before you can actually get into a relationship with anyone. And 100%. I hope you've been blessed. Have a lovely Sunday and see you again next Sunday.
It's a pleasure as always. Be blessed one to another. Be blessed one and all.
Thank you.
Thank
Bye-bye.
you. Bye-bye.